Hi, Dr. Junger. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Very good. I'm always envious when I see you in your house and in this serene environment.
Yeah, well, it's nice here. I'm a lucky man.
Absolutely. Let it be like that. So
Yes.
great. So sorry to wake you up early and pull you for this live.
I wake up early every morning. I've kids. So
Yes. 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 Thank you. So I just thought this would be a good time. Thank you so much for agreeing to this. For us to discuss, you're there in LA and I'm in Mumbai, and we are both seeing such an unprecedented spread for the coronavirus, and a lot of people are very worried about their immunity. And then I read about a research in the American Nutrition Review. It's come out about nutrients, talking about how we can boost our immunity. So I thought, both of us can get together and help people understand how they can protect themselves and how to identify the difference between being positive and actually getting COVID.
well, let's start by taking a step back and looking at the whole picture, right? And
Yes.
the truth is 98 or 99.8. I'm not sure, but the mortality is below 2%, right? Seems to be point something. So most people are going to be fine. so
Absolutely. And I'm so
so
glad you're saying this.
the hysteria is a little bit disproportionate to the problem. And then the solution sometimes it's worse than the problem. So easy, everybody. Most people are going to be fine. Now, who do we have to protect? The elderly and the ones that already have some underlying problems. Yeah?
Correct.
And of course, you're gonna hear about a 40-year-old that had no medical issues and a 30-year. Listen, first of all, we don't know if they didn't have any medical issues. They could have been cooking something. They could have been having inflammation for the last 10 years, and in five
Absolutely.
years they in 5 years they would have said, "Oh, whoops, I've got cancer," or something.
Yeah.
um, and then there's always exceptions to the rule. There's always things that we don't understand, but most people are going to be fine. Now,
Yeah, and I don't think, Doc, I don't think that it's an exception to the rule. I think we are in denial about understanding that our immune system is actually our mind. So people who are stressed out and people who are in denial about the fact that they are stressed out already have an internal inflammation inside which is undiagnosed.
well,
So when
that's an underlying condition, right? And that's and that's
absolutely.
the and there's it's the most prevalent condition in humans at this time, which is the fact that we don't live in the present. We are not at peace, and we're freaking out about everything. If it wasn't the corona, it's about the political party or the religion or the soccer match or whatever it is. But we live in this
Yes.
state of fear, and we always find excuses to feed the fear. And there's a lot of people that are interested in everybody being in fear.
Yes, yes, I completely agree. A lot of people actually are living in the fear of getting corona. I mean, if they have nothing else, if they are healthy, they are living in the fear of getting the coronavirus and constantly thinking about it and raising the levels of stress inside them. So they get from sporadic to chronic stress in these times when they see other people and it starts affecting their immune system.
The second thing I want to say is that the most important things to boost your immune system are free. Spending time outside, in the air, in the open air is very important because the open air carries all kinds of microbes that end up stimulating and modulating your immune system and provide a training of your immune system, as it were. You are actually breathing also your microbiome, right? And the microbiome of the earth is what's doing so many functions, including evolution. You know, the genetic exchange through. You know that a lot of our genes is viral gene, viral DNA. The information in our genes, a lot of it comes from viruses. So
Yes.
we are in this together with the viruses. You know, we see it as the mortal enemy, but it's not really like that. And so being in the outside air, exposing yourself to the sun every day, walking around or doing a little bit of exercise, having chats with your friends like we're doing now, and and um, and getting a good sleep. Those are the most important things that you can do for your immunity. So
Wonderful.
everybody can most of us has room for improvement in that sense,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Then what I would say to people is that it's more important to know what not to do than to know what to do in terms of your food and right. So if you know what to exclude from your diet, even if you don't know nothing about nutrition, you're going to do better, right? So what do we exclude to get a resilient and strong immune system? Everything that is man created, and it's not a food but an edible product. So everything that comes in box, ideally everything that comes in boxes, jars, tubes, cans, bags, all things that have chemical um, products put into them in order to make them more colorful, more smelly, or to last longer in the shelf. All those things, if you avoid, you're going to be better off. So we already started by you not even having to learn anything, right? And you can
Right.
boost your immune system 200%.
No, no, very wonderfully put. I'm going to be repeating some of this because I'm also live on my Facebook. And since people may not be able to hear you, so just give me a minute. I will just repeat what you said. On Instagram, for my Facebook friends and followers, I am live with Dr. Alejandro Junger from Los Angeles, who is a cardiologist and a functional medicine doctor, and he is guiding us on how to boost our immune system with very simple tips. Number one, get some fresh air and get some sunlight. In India, everybody is locked out and not allowed to walk around too much and get exercise, but everybody has a window. Open your windows. A lot of buildings have terraces. Please seek building permission to go up on your terrace and walk around a little bit. Don't be panicky. Don't be paranoid about continuously wearing the mask. Panic and fear is going to suppress your immune system. And do not eat anything that comes out of a box, anything processed or anything cooked or which has been tampered with and is not natural is going to suppress your immune system. Very, very simple tips. Anything else you'd like to add? Sleep. 8 hours of
and
sleep
and a
every day.
and a good night's sleep. Yes.
Sleep
Yeah.
very, very well. Sleep suppresses the immune. Lack of sleep will suppress the immune system. So please, please make sure that you sleep, and let's keep listening to Dr. Junger. Yes, please.
Yes. Yes. And
Yes.
then and then you enter the world of what to eat, and then what to supplement yourself with. So immunity, I say, starts in the kitchen. And once you know what not to eat, then you start looking and putting attention on what to eat, right? And what I tell people, just to be simple in their imagination, is this: eat the rainbow, eat all the colors of the rainbow, eat mostly plants, as many species as you can, and as many colors as you can, because every species and every color have different types of nutrients that benefit you in many ways, right? So eating the rainbow is a really good way of thinking about how to include what we call biodiversity, right?
Wonderful. Yeah.
the name of the game on the planet is biodiversity. That's what nature is always trying to do, to create as many types of and species of plants and animals and insects, and right. So nature is programmed itself to create expressions in biodiversity. And what's happening is that we are not only destroying biodiversity by letting animals go extinct and hunting them until they're extinct, or fishing them until they're extinct, but also killing everything around us and killing all these micro. We live in this artificially uh, uh, clean atmospheres, because we clean it, and we disinfect everything, and that is actually a problem, because you know kids that live in that grow up, and they're in the dirt, and they eat stuff that is, those are the kids that have the strongest immune system, because they are in touch with their environment. Nature designed us in a way that nature itself helps and protects and trains our immune system, right? And the way it does it is through dirt, is through bacteria and viruses and fungus, and when your immune system is confronted with all of these, and the tools, the good nutrients, and the enough rest, and whatever is there, you will be able to defend yourself against most things, right? But we live in these weird atmospheres, environments that we created, that are sterile in a way, and the lack of the contact with these organisms is actually puts us in a disadvantage, right?
Right, right.
So eat the rainbow, eat food, real food, not food like products, right? And eat mostly plants. If you are going to eat animals as if you were the one that hunted them, right? And not animals from feedlots and fish farms, and animals that are also given all kinds of chemicals, just like the foods on the shelves in the supermarket, right? So when you eat that way, then really nature takes care of itself, and you are part of nature, right? So the biodiversity in your diet will also reflect in the biodiversity
Absolutely.
in your intestinal flora. And biodiversity is the name of the game. Hello? Is that your internet or mine?
Great, great. So I'm like earlier, I'm going to, I don't know, am I coming clear to
Are
you?
you
Because
are
mine
you
seems
are
to be
you
stable.
glitching? Are you glitching or am I glitching?
You are glitching.
I'm glitching. Oh,
I think
I thought it
nature
was you.
doesn't want us to have too much Wi-Fi connectivity.
Yeah, I think so too.
So when you are in nature, Doc, the nature, the trees are resisting, saying that you've got a strong Wi-Fi signal, which is not natural.
I actually just put a Wi-Fi system as unnatural as it is, in order to be able to talk to people like we're doing now.
Yeah. No, no, no. It's a boon that we can talk about this. I will again repeat what you said for my Facebook followers who are there. Dr. Junger is talking about the biodiversity in the environment and Earth also being present inside us, and we need to respect that and respect our the food that we intake in terms of mostly plant-based foods in order to protect our immune system. If there is any one of you who eats animal protein, eat it like you have hunted it. Eat organic. Do not go for processed meats. Do not go for processed foods. The moment you rest a lot and you stop eating processed meats, your response to stress changes, and the microbes present in the environment, even if they are viruses, your own immune system will be able to protect you, because your body is strong and inflammation levels remain low when you are on a plant-based diet, and when you have had proper sleep, and you are resting. Also, breathing exercises, Doc. What is your view on breathing exercises?
On what?
On breathing, on deep breathing exercises.
Let me tell you something. If you stop breathing, you die. So breathing is very breathing is very important. Yes. But
No, so
listen, I'm not an expert on breathing exercises, so
okay.
I'm not the one to really comment about this. But yeah, I have dabbled in yoga, and flirted with it, and I do understand how breathing exercises can be incredibly beneficial. And in India, that's where you invented all these things. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that you should teach me, not the other way around.
Absolutely. I remember when we met in November last year, I was finishing my 200-hour yoga teacher training. And on that Monday, I took special leave to come and meet you in Mumbai. So, yeah, great. So, breathing exercises along with yoga have been shown to be mind-body interventions that actually start repairing our telomeres, start repairing our DNA. And with somebody with inflammation and a compromised immune system, consistent breathing exercises like consistent plant-based foods and consistent moderate exercise and sleep have been shown. It always has to be a combination.
There is plenty of science now that
Yes.
supports the
Yeah.
fact that yoga, breathing exercises, meditation, these
Yeah.
are things that listen, not only enhance your immune system, but your life in general.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree. Just wanted to also discuss. I got this. We have an immunologist in India, Dr. Taruna Madan. She's very well known, and she's part of the Team Restore workshops that we end up doing. And she sent me this data from the American Nutrition Society, where there are three kinds of nutrients that have been found to be immunoprotective specifically for COVID and viruses like that, including what they have seen with SARS. And how these nutrients, even for patients who had got these diseases, had a positive impact in recovery process.
Are you talking about zinc?
No, I'm talking about curcumin and luteolin and resveratrol. Zinc, you and I are on the same page, absolutely. But curcumin, which is present in turmeric, which gets activated with pepper and oil, and luteolin, which is in celery, thyme, and capsicum, the green pepper, and resveratrol, which is there in red wine. So wonderful news for all of us.
Yeah, well, it's not that good of a news. When you drink, you're not drinking only resveratrol, and
I don't want to hear that.
but there's way more than that. The Institute
Yeah.
for Functional Medicine every couple of weeks updates a whole COVID-19 guideline, with all the research and with all the and I keep track of it. I'll show you. I'm in my office now. Look, I'll show you what the the Institute for Functional Medicine is putting out,
Yeah.
which is all of this, right? And
Yeah.
and and we're talking about they also talk about how sleep, meditation, and moving is important, right? Variety of plants, eat the rainbow, phytonutrients. The colors in the foods are correlate with different nutrients, right? We're talking about phytonutrients coming from plants like the bioflavonoids, the polyphenols, right? Here, first thing, curcumin. We're talking about that right now, so you're in line with the also epigallocatechin gallate, which is in
Yes.
green tea, right?
Green tea. Yes, yes.
In even inhibits the inflammasome, which is the way in which the body starts defending itself. Resveratrol, right?
Yes, yes.
Quercetin.
Yes,
So
yes.
we're talking about the same thing, right? Then vitamin D, melatonin, vitamin A, elderberry, vitamin C, zinc,
Yes.
B12, B9, B6, astragalus, right?
Yes.
All these have been proven, are known to somehow slow down or inhibit viral replication, RNA viral replication, right?
Right.
And then you have garlic, ginger, manuka honey, nutritional yeast, beetroot, blueberries, elderberries, mushrooms, like reishi, chaga, shiitake, all these, right?
Yeah.
Um, this is what functional medicine is actually talking about all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, no, this is very helpful. I'm getting a lot of messages saying that, Doc, please show the front camera to the chart that you just explained so that people can also read that quickly while we have a conversation.
Oh, you're
Uh,
not gonna be able to read my handwriting is a little bit
yeah,
cryptic.
yeah, absolutely.
I just read it for you for that reason.
Yes, yes. So,
But Rachna, what I'll do is I'll take photocopies. I'll take photos of everything and I'll send them to you,
sure.
and then you can put it in your beautiful handwriting for everybody.
My beautiful handwriting is this. Tap, tap, tap. Great, great. I'm going to repeat to my Facebook friends. Dr. Junger from Los Angeles, functional medicine doctor, cardiologist, is with us on Instagram Live, and he has been talking to us about how to protect our immune system. We spoke about the importance of fresh air, sunlight, sleep, not eating processed foods, and having a primarily plant-based diet. Now we are deep diving into very specifically the nutrients that are going to make a difference to your immune system, which include quercetin, luteolin, resveratrol, garlic, turmeric, but turmeric to be had with pepper, and some unsaturated fat to activate the curcumin. Um, uh, all these nutrients actually work towards reducing the inflammatory response uh, in your body and protect the immune system. Along with this, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, B12, B6, B9 are all very important. Do not have them in isolation with each other. All plant-based foods and the rainbow vegetables, different colored vegetables and fruits, naturally have them bioavailable in the environment where they can be absorbed by your gut in a very efficient manner. Did I
And
catch? And
yeah, you said that right. But one thing that is important for people to understand is that when you read all these things, it's not that the best plan is to go to the pharmacy or to the health food store or the supplement store and get quercetin and resveratrol and then it starts popping them in, because when these compounds come from the plant itself, they don't live in isolation. They live in conjunction with other phytonutrients that enhance their function and support or complement their functions, right? So always try to get all these things from food, and then whatever is not available, yes, try to supplement it, right? The more
I feel like
natural the
I'm
supplementation, the better. For example, one of the things that India is very rich in is in its population of moringa trees, right?
yes, yes,
They're everywhere, right? And moringa happens to be one of the most incredible multi vitamin, multi mineral, has good fats, good carbohydrates. It has protein. It has everything that you need, right? So when you're going to choose supplementation, then try to start with the most natural way, right? For example, if you instead of a synthetic multivitamin, you're better off having moringa as a supplement for your multivitamin.
Absolutely. I sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a mirror when I talk to you. So it's so amazing to get this kind of gratification from you, and also you add on so much knowledge to my learning and to people over here who are watching us live right now. We've got queries, and we've got a lot of compliments saying somebody has a moringa in your house. Oh, no one likes it in my house, but I sneak leaves and finally chop them and put vegetable rice.
Well, and if you don't like them, if you don't like it, you can have it in pills, right? There is moringa tablets. You know, for
Yes,
example,
yes,
Organic India has one of the most amazing moringas in the world, and you can
yes,
get it in powder to add to your smoothies. I add it to my salads. I add it. I mean, I put it everywhere, and
right,
or you can get it in pills so that you don't have to deal with the taste. But actually, the
right.
taste is pretty good.
Yeah, I guess that's a very individual thing. It is. But yes, I would tend to agree. For my Facebook friends, please don't start supplementing and popping pills. The bioavailability of nutrients, the nutrients that we discussed right now, is the best when it is consumed as a whole food, as a whole plant, as the plants and vegetables in the different colors. So consume more of colorful rainbow color vegetables and fruits to get these nutrients rather than going to the store and popping pills.
There is something in nature called the entourage effect. Do you know what that means? Entourage. You know, when you are with your girls, it's your entourage, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
you and your entourage are so effective, you dominate. Like when I went to Mumbai, I realized you were the bosses there in the Soho house in Mumbai, right? So when an entourage interacts, it's much better than just Rachna, right?
Right,
So
absolutely.
it's the same thing with nutrients. Like for example, a lot of people are doing CBD in America, right?
Yes.
CBD is a cannabinoid, right, from the hemp plant, and it's extracted and isolated and sold in America, and it's now in fashion. Everybody's doing CBD, right?
Yeah.
But the hemp plant has other cannabinoids that when taken together, they enhance and potentiate each other, right? So it's much better to take the whole hemp oil than just CBD. Not only the hemp plant has other cannabinoids, but it also has terpenes, which is another phytonutrient that is responsible for the smell. All plants have terpenes, and depending on which terpene is the smell, like I think it's your internet. I'm now really close to the router. Anyways, these terpenes and these cannabinoids, they actually potentiate each other, and that is called the entourage effect. But the entourage effect is not only true for cannabinoids; it's true for everything in nature, right? So when you eat the rainbow, when you eat the whole plant, when you eat, instead of just eating a compound that it was extracted artificially from it, that is what brings the entourage effect, of which I don't think that science is ever going to know, because it's so complex and so intricate and so interconnected that it's going to be impossible for us to find out, you know.
Yes.
But nature knows, and nature designed it that way.
Absolutely. It's like a forest, a forest will thrive on the various elements and they are all connected. And the circle of life is protected in that forest. Similarly, whether it is our gut microbe in the digestive tract, in the entire body, the number of probiotics and good bacteria that we have, whether it is our brain or our gut, they are all interconnected. We had a question from Sunalini, and she said that should we eat according to our environment? I assume she's talking about local foods.
listen, the best way is local and in season, right? But I haven't been able to master that myself, and
Nor have I.
I guess these days it's less important to do only local. I mean, it's important for many reasons, right? Because you don't have to transport it, and so it's better for the environment. And I mean, there's a lot of reasons why local is better, right? But
Right.
there's one reason that it's not so important to be local in the world today, which is people used to come from one place, and their genes and their evolution would be in one place, and they would be adapting to their environment and to the food available, right? But these days, people come from everywhere, and genes are mixed all over, and so I don't know that for that reason is that important, right? But of course, for environmental reasons, it's important to eat,
Yeah. Yeah.
local.
So
Yeah.
I would tend to agree with you because we have such a large variety available thanks to this entire, us getting produced from everywhere. And rather than sticking to a smaller number of phytonutrients present, we should actually expose ourselves to more foods and have a larger variety because of this privilege available now, which was not there earlier.
Yeah, listen, I hear people that tell me, "Oh, I'm really healthy. I eat a salad for lunch and a salad for dinner, right?" And I'm like, "Great. So tell me what does your salad? Oh, my salad is always the same, a little bit of tomato, cucumber, lettuce, and carrots, and that's not enough."
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. We've got to add the variety. There's so much variety available across. And Sonalini, hope that answers your question. Somebody asked, can we cook in hemp oil? I don't think that's a valid question. Hemp oil is it's an extracted essential oil, so you can't cook it.
I mean, I guess you could, but first of all, I'm not sure that cooking with the plant oils is the best thing. You know, I mean, I just bought a book, and I'm not an expert on this yet, but I'm really studying because I have friends that are well-known, respected health influencers, and there's one specifically that talks about eating with much less fat than what the buzz is about. America, and then this is exported to the world. Is a little like on a roller coaster. When I arrived in America in the 90s, uh, um, carbohydrates were the enemy, and then everything was carb free, and then it turned into fat free. And so everybody was fat free, and then they were loading up on carbs.
Yeah.
Now everybody's in love with fat, and
Yeah.
so I think that they go too much from one side to another. We go too much from one side to another, from one extreme to another, without
Yeah.
really understanding that there always a secret is in the middle. So
Moderation.
yeah. So the problem with hemp oil to cook, hemp oil is really, really smelly. Like it has this very strong smell and very strong taste. I
Yeah.
do not think that things would taste good cooked on hemp oil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In fact, I would say to everyone who's watching here, as little cooked oil and a little bit of unsaturated raw fat is combined with those wonderful vegetables that you spoke about, is the best gut-friendly combination to reduce inflammation levels. Um, so across the world, we've seen, if you look at the cultures of people across who have the lowest rate of disease, and we learn from them, then, we learn from the Mediterranean diet or from the Japanese diet about the different kinds of, you're looking for a book to show me.
Yeah, I'm looking for a book that I just received yesterday. but I know it's in my bedroom. It's not here.
Okay. Okay. No, so I have seen this, doc, at least in my treatment for cancer and autoimmune patients, that this combination, and and I will not touch coconut oil because I'm totally not a supporter of any saturated fat. Um, the extra virgin olive oil, along with the wonderful vegetables that you spoke about, the variety of vegetables, and some gluten-free, preferably rice, brown, white, red, whatever rice, has been extremely potent for repairing the gut in both autoimmune and cancer. And cancer specifically, when the chemotherapy has destroyed the immune system and people have had so much pain, this is the combination that has worked in healing them. So for weeks on end, my patients curse me like anything, but for weeks on end, I make them have this combination, and then fourth week they just turn around and they say, "Okay, my anal fissures have disappeared,
And
and my
and
all
and
my
the rice
jaws."
and the rice. Do you overcook it a little bit?
Yeah, so brown rice, I don't do white. The brown rice, organic brown rice, needs to be overcooked in the pressure cooker. I don't think you have the pressure cooker in the US, but the pressure cooker actually is a form of steaming that preserves the water soluble nutrients and minerals. So in India, there's a lot of pressure cooker, and it can be used to advantage to preserve these nutrients.
Cool.
Yeah. So what is your view? Have you had any observations around any of the oils or fats, like you were saying that we should be in moderation?
Yeah, listen, I know for sure that the use of olive oil in food is good. All you have to do is look at who are the people that are living the longest and what is it that they're doing, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at people that are living the longest, they're using a lot of olive oil in their food.
Yeah.
Extra virgin, unfiltered olive oil. So there's a lot of good for that. Now, in terms of the rest of the vegetable oils to cook and let's have another Instagram live in a couple of weeks because I'm really looking into it. I mean, I'm looking into it from many angles, right? For example, one of the people that I listen to, who's a very good friend of mine, and I've known him for 15 years, is this guy,
Medical
the
medium,
medical
yes.
the
The
medical
celery
medium,
guy.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The celery man, and he's against fats. In fact, he takes people off fats completely for their healing journey, right? So I don't fully support that idea, but I'm looking into it,
Yeah.
and we'll see. And then just now, I'll show you which one is the book that I bought because I hear that it's a great book. Hold on. So this book, see
Oh,
this book,
yes.
the
Yes.
right.
Fat bodies. Yes. Yes.
So I'm now really getting into because at the moment, what I know about fats is what everybody in the functional medicine world talks about, right? Which is
Right. Right.
uh, yeah, not saturated fats are not good,
Yeah.
and the typical advice that people get, but I think there's more to it.
Yes, absolutely. And we keep learning and evolving every day ourselves because the science of functional nutrition is also discovering more ways of healing the human body. Unfortunately, for people like us, there is less funding available to publish our studies. So it is at some point, I mean, I'm sure you have all the support. At some point, there should be more funding available to publish these kind of studies in nutritional science, which actually point towards chronic diseases reversal only with physical and emotional nutrition and the impact it has. You keep talking about it,
Yeah.
right? So great. Any last words? Any 3, 4 tips for people to protect their immune system?
I think that we just spoke about the most important aspects of it, you know, and let's repeat, the most
Yes,
important things are free. You know, spend time in, just breathe the outside air, expose yourself to the sun, move and exercise a little bit, eat real foods and not food like products, sleep, yoga, meditation, and you are in the epicenter in India of yoga and meditation, right? So
absolutely.
it should be available for everybody in some form or another, right?
Yes, yes,
And
absolutely.
and then everything else that we talked about, eat 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 real foods, not food like products, mostly plants. Um, Eat the rainbow, biodiversity, as many species and many colors of plants as you can. That's going to give you an advantage.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Think heal. Dr. Bhavna is saying, think healing thoughts.
yeah, yes,
Yeah, yes,
absolutely. Yeah.
yes.
And then
So great.
subscribe to Rachna Restores and follow the advice carefully.
Thank you so much. I get
Because you
so.
guys are helping so many people over there, right? It's very inspiring for me to see.
No, no, thank you so much. And you've been supporting us since November and helping us with so many things. So thank you. Please continue to support us. We will continue to bother you and wake
I
you up early in
love,
the
I
morning.
love, I love the Rachna entourage and what you guys are doing. I am your soldier.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Looking forward to another live soon with you.
Danyawad.
Dhanyawad. Thank you.
Bye, darling.
Bye.